Hello, lords and ladies. Oh, Private Yorkie here, back from the front. It's crazy out there. It's gonna get crazy in here too, because it's back to Galarian we go. For more of me laying down the law in Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Let's go. Now, we cleared out all the Vescavors. Some bugger set us up, you know. Now, we've also found a Wand of Zacharias, wiped out a bunch of idiots down here. Massive claw, judging by its size and colour, it once belonged to a silver dragon. That would be the thing we need for a Torrential left, wouldn't it? A helmet of whatever, that looked like something we can't wear though.
I sense something.
Yeah, you do. What's this? Dark oil soot and remains of a greasy-looking liquid, possibly trace of burnt oil. Got the book. I hope it'll help us. Got the menu item too. Got a bit of a sore throat, unfortunately, as well. Right. Bunch of junk we can sell later. Don't know how far we're going to get down here, but we'll see.
Missed me already. Let's have some fun.
These buggers again. Lots on them as well. There we are. Gets under healed too. Oh, the sword there. One sword +2. And there's one of them. With a lot more of these buggers coming in. Oh, this is stinging. Come on, York, we need you.
Unexpected.
Lands down. Oh, the lockdown.
I shall survive this ordeal. This is unexpected.
Oh, we might get them. Got them. Well, that didn't go down very well, did it now?
I welcome your company.
Rely on me.
I'll save that there, because we might get wiped out because everyone's at death's door.
Focus on the goal.
I don't want to get wiped out. Don't know where that's triggered from.
Keep your wits about you.
Can't see nowhere. Maybe it's just one of them things that we've got to walk over. Just a bit of stony ground, we can live with that.
Yet another obstacle.
Oh, not more of these! With all these bloody swarms!
I'm all right.
I don't think you are, love. I think you're kind of hurt. You know what? We're going to back out. Might come back in here sometime, but not right now. I don't think we need to, really. Almost 8,000 left for the next level. Yeah, her horse is dead anyway, so... I mean, it comes back to life when you rest. As Alice Cooper sang, that was the day my dead pat returned to save my life. But... that was the day my dead pet returned to save my life. I'm alive! But, we're all at death's door, so we're probably not going to be able to keep fighting. Oh, we got a bow. We got a short bow. Hunter's Assurance, +3 bleed composite short bow confirms critical hit with the enemy suffers stacking -1 penalty to AC. Well, you can't use it. You can't use it. And lands on longbow, so it's no bloody good, is it? I mean, I suppose it's better than short bow cut. If you can have it just to have it. And you can have the short bow code, of course. Why not? So, out we go.
Keep your calm.
Back to camp, have a rest up. Get into death door effects. And in we go! My nose tickles. And someone's cracked it for me.
There are many roads to success.
Right, here we are, Wilson. Let's get this some junk. The quartermaster flashes you a usual grin, but it fades almost immediately. What a march, eh, Commander? I won't forget it, not in a million years. I can't stop shaking when I think about the leopard's smile, I bet. It's a miracle we lost so few back there, especially since I went searching. The soldiers realised that if you'd made the wrong decision, half the army wouldn't have made it out. They're scared. They're scared things are going to get nastier from here. What if we held awake? Lit up the bonfires, poured some wine, raised our cups in memory. Yep, that sounds good to me. Not enough to get them smashed, though. Never, Commander. Everything will be proper, solemn, with due respect to fallen. We're mourning the dead, not celebrating a wedding. How are things in camp? I made it priest, everything's fine. We're well supplied, nobody's going hungry, and the sick, well, you can't run a military campaign without somebody getting sick. But they aren't taking up any more beds than usual, except... the quartermaster looks at the mound of equipment bearing the signs of recent tinkering. We're having a little problem with the soldiers' gear. The army is a standard that dictates who gets what. Except this standard is only good for fighting around Canabres. Needless to say, the conditions inside the world rooms are completely different. The scouts have been complaining. The local vegetation is like razor blades, they say, and it's slashing the soles of their boots to ribbons. Their cloaks might protect them from the cold, but they're useless against acid snow or caustic mist. The scouts are missing plenty of vital gear. A coil of rope is a simple thing. But there's not even enough to go around. Can you imagine? How are they supposed to scale mountains with no rope? I've been thinking, what if we issue them different equipment? The scouts, please. Equip them as you see fit, Wilson. We need a good army. That's more like it. I'll make the troops have everything they need and then some. And we move fast if it has fleet-footed scouts. Well, don't overload them with too much then, because they won't be fleet-footed then, will they? Show me what you have. Now. Don't need that, or that. 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 Oh, that's Elven Knock. We want that. Don't need a press scroll. Now. You can have that instead of that. Oh, that was, that wasn't it? You're fine with that. You're fine with that. That's only Radiance. It's a masterwork called Daeran. It's not very good, to be honest. How about we give you him with a longsword? Like that again. Longsword. And that's all good. Right, up we go. Oh, before we do, I forgot. Let's have a look at our magic users. Nothing there. You can learn them. You can learn that. Get some rest. Every living soul in a moment of weakness reaches for something. A purpose, a dream, happiness or hatred. What do you reach for in those moments, Red Jill? You who claim to be unhindered by emotions. What I reach for in such moments is discipline and a stark awareness that all will be lost if I surrender to weakness. Okay, Red Jill. Right, we got this inconspicuous camp. We got invited though. The aged kobold sitting by the small fire greets you with an amicable gesture. He doesn't reach for his weapon or hiss threateningly. All in all, his behaviour is highly unusual for one of his kind. His clothes look quite unusual too. Not many kobolds opt for human clothing, nor do they adorn their possessions with spikes or scales. Greetings, my name is Krinuk. I'm all alone here, so you may safely come closer. He speaks smoothly without the usual kobold hissing. Moving slightly aside, the kobold points at the carcass of a small animal on a stick roasting by the fire. Or roasting over the fire. Dinner will be ready soon. Kobolds are a rather courteous lot, it would seem. I never expected to receive an invitation to dinner from one of your kind. As a guest, rather than the dish, that is. I didn't exactly invite you, Count. My invitation was addressed to the commander. Go sit down, help yourself. Beyond the walls of your fancy mansions, you'll find surprises far more unusual than my humble self. Probably, yeah. Who are you? As I've already mentioned, my name is Clinop, at your service. The kobold offers a short bow, an unusual gesture for one of his kind to make. As a rule, kobolds do not express their respect to anyone other than dragons. I am a traveller and a friend of to the crusade. I can be your friend too if you're tolerant towards kobolds. Clinop utters the word tolerant with shocking ease, as if it's something other than a narrow-minded and savage subterranean beast you expect him to be. Kobolds are infamous for worshipping dragons and despising all other races, and few of them would even understand the concept of tolerance, let alone subscribe to it. The Crusade has many unusual friends, but even I haven't met anyone like you before. I'll be glad to see a kobold in our ranks. Hila smiles amiably. No, don't get me wrong, I have no intention of marching with the Crusader ranks. Still, I hope that my humble assistance will be of use to you. Did you say tolerant? Are you saying it? No, I'm not going to say that. That's just insulting. What are you cooking? Judging by its ears and hind legs, it's a hare. The kobold casts a dubious glance at the animal's mouth, which boasts a set of huge teeth. Maybe it's a tiger. Depends on your point of view, I suppose. Interesting one. Most things do. What do you want from me? I want nothing from you. I'm asking for nothing. I'm simply offering help. I sympathise with your cause, so I would like to provide whatever support I can, from time to time. Does that work for you? The kobold stops and looks at you expectantly. Thank you. Would appreciate any help you can offer. Pinnock nods agreeably. Then we have a deal. You won't regret your decision. Just drop by my camp every now and then, so we can have a word. Perhaps I'll be able to give you some useful tips. Pulling out a small knife, the traveller carefully cuts 2 strips of meat from the roasted hare. He throws one into his toothy maw, while graciously offering the other to you. A strange animal, for sure, but it seems edible. The energies of the whirlwind mask everything in illusion. Harmless-looking animals try to eat you for dinner. Dangerous paths appear to be straight roads, and your enemies... Sometimes your enemies can look like your friends. Pinnock squints and looks deeply into your eyes. Yeah, we found that out recently. Have you ever been in a situation like that? Yes, just recently. First you think a person is your friend and ally, but then the scales from your fall from your eyes and you realise they are actually a sworn enemy. Yeah, we don't know who it is though. So you catch this person, you tie them up, then you start thinking, how should you treat them now? Like your enemy? Like your former friend? It's hard to decide. What would you do if one of your friends turned out to be a traitor? Are you talking about someone specific? Wow, your question reeks of paranoia. No! Well, it wouldn't reek of paranoia if you knew what we've just been through. No, I'm not talking about anyone specific. And I'm not implicating anyone, the kobold chuckles. I'm sorry. Seems my little joke has spoiled his sleep for the next few nights. Well, if you really want an answer, every trace must be executed. There is no other way. The kobold grins wryly. That sounds smooth, as if you were reading it from an Inquisitor's scroll. What if you think with your own head instead of repeating slogans? First, fine, let's assume that you execute the traitor. What then? The overall score is still in the demon's favour. Something in Knock's voice sounds merciless like cold steel. If you catch a traitor, grab them and shake them until they spill everything they know. Some need to be tortured, others will crack if you threaten their family, or bribe them with promises of mercy and gold. Wring the traitor dry like a rag mop. And think about war, not about ethics. At least that's what smart people write in books. The fervour fades from the kobold's voice, but subtle glints still flicker in his eyes. You got really worked up there. Who, me? Not at all. You say that like you're the expert on kobolds, as if you can intuit our deepest feelings and emotions. I'm not convinced. The kobold shrugs. Was I trying to convince you? I was just stating my opinion. Then again, if we're discussing traitors, it's fortunate betrayal is not reserved for mortals alone. Demons stab each other in the back far more frequently. The rumour is there are at least 2 demon stashes within Dresden, filled with arms and supplies that were stolen by Descarites from Baphomite, and vice versa. One of them is near the entrance of the fortress, while the other one lies by the entrance of the citadel. Well, that could be useful. Well, that is valuable information. Of course it is. I wouldn't waste your time. Cracking his knuckles gives you an inquisitive look. I hope that when the time comes for you to make real decisions instead of hypothetical ones, your wisdom won't fail you. Just one bad choice can turn a revered leader into a disgraced pariah. Well, that's true. I've seen it happen before. I lived through something like that. My tribe suffered a disaster caused by just one bad choice. Can you even imagine? The kobold squeaked sadly, his shoulders slumping a bit. With a sigh, he begins to talk. I don't like telling this story, but it might be useful for you to know it. Perhaps it will serve as a warning. Will you tell me? Go ahead. I'd love to hear. Philip clears his throat and starts talking in a sonorous voice, but reveals his experience as a bard. I was born into a mighty and proud tribe of the Night Ruby. Our caves were vast, our mine shafts were rich in quartz and metals, and our underground lakes were brimming with fish. And, of course, we had plenty of slaves. The Night Ruby was a model of kobold success. It was a tight-knit, greedy and aggressive tribe that intimidated even a few of the nearby human settlements. But there was a flaw underlying our power. Once long ago, a leader of our tribe signed a pact with the devils, promising them the soul of every tribe member in exchange for health and prosperity. Since then, every new All-Watcher has had to agree to the pact, and the power of the tribe grew, as did the number of lost souls. It was like that until our leader, Ermac, came to power. He was a principled and proud elder, who didn't want to bend the knee to hell, so she refused to sign the pact, and all kinds of calamities befell our tribe. The tribe was attacked by its neighbours, at the devil's instigation. Epidemics broke out, then our slaves rebelled. They came after their former masters, in the dead of night. Our clutches of eggs were ravaged, our altars were desecrated, and our warriors were slain in their burrows. The slaves paid us in full for our cruelty and arrogance. They hunted us, chasing us down through the caves and mineshafts level by level. When we were finally left alone, we had no idea where we were. All we saw around us was darkness, and lurking in that darkness were bloodthirsty and dangerous predators. After raising his voice dramatically, Canuck suddenly stops. Then he adds with a teasing smile, I think this moment is enough of a cliffhanger to stop here. You can't do that towards your bugger. Well, I suppose you can. I'd like to know more about you. I'm flattered, but what's so special about me? I've never accomplished any feats on the battlefield. I don't know any special crafts. And I don't even belong to an exotic species. I don't have the slightest idea what you find so interesting about me. What is it you do exactly? You're a bard? You are a travelling bard. And I can already foresee your next question. How does a bard, who also happens to be a kobold, manage to earn a living? All the civilized races of Avistan know that when you encounter a kobold, the best course of action is to smash its skull, trample it with a horse, and burn the remains just in case. Well, the prejudice that civilized peoples have regarding my kind is quite understandable. Our infamy as robbers and murderers is more than deserved. So just imagine the spectacle in any tavern when an articulate kobold in decent clothes shows up, offering to share a story or two for a few coins and a mug of ale. I assure you, no matter how big of a deal you are here, if we drop by any tavern in Andoran, all eyes will be on me. I'm an exotic oddity. That's a very fair point. Why did you decide to come here to the World Wound? I just don't like it when residents of the lower planes get involved in the lives of mortals. I firmly believe that we don't need any advisors to help us handle our affairs, and we need overlords even less. You're different from other kobolds I've met. Oh, you were expecting this stupid kobold to praise dragons and boast about his exploits. No, grins mischievously. My life has given me many opportunities to communicate with beings from other races, so I found a common language with them. You've told me, I don't need you to remind me. I have no more questions. That's good because I'm starting to run out of answers. Got a sense of humour too, I like you. How exactly can you help me? Well, probably by just advice, but anything else? With advice mostly, yeah. Throughout my life I've seen a lot, and a piece of timely advice can be extremely valuable, don't you agree? Of course, if your advisor is a kobold, the merits are not so obvious. You're in luck. This kobold right here has an extensive knowledge of various metals that you might find useful someday. And some thought, after some thought, he nods towards the campfire. One more thing I have to offer is his hair after it's cut. You mentioned you know a lot about demons. What exactly? My humble knowledge is at your disposal. Do you know anything about wounds inflicted by demons that first appear and then disappear and later reappear again? Do I need to resort to platitudes such as the weirdest tricks can be expected from demons? Or can I just skip that part? Yeah, pretty much. I've never heard anything like you're describing, but new sorts of nasty stuff appear in the whirlwind every day. However, if we think about it some more, don't you think that this wound doesn't cause enough trouble to be something the demons did to you on purpose? Who said it was to me? You're smart. When you're hit by the magic of the abyss, you know instantly that death is coming your way, and fast. He's not wrong. You got to give him that. He's not wrong. What's the demon's main weakness? The fact that they are hostages to their own nature. And by nature, demons are just a bunch of mad apes, a grotesque parody of ordinary chaos. You don't need to make a bunch of apes angry, so you just give one of them a banana and arm the other with a stick. They'll kill each other without your direct intervention. Well, I don't know how we do that exactly, but we'll see. If they set one of the demons on the other, we'll see when that can be done. How do you know so much about demons? They don't give you a long and heavy look. I've had some experience with them. I don't want to go into the details right now. All I'm saying is that after a rather short and not even hostile encounter with them, I stopped eating meat for several years. Alright, everything's clear to me now. That's the ball statement. Everything you've said is clear to me. Let me correct it. Alright. I don't need to discuss unusual powers. I don't need to brag. I have to go. Good luck. I believe you'll need it. Yeah, I believe we will too, but we'll do what we can. And in the end, we'll win. One way or another, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you one way. Fight!
They choose to stand against me?
You're done.
Oh, the waiting's never fun.
Just under 8,000. Right.
We are the light. They are the darkness.
Out we go. Looks like we're all kind of tired, so we're gonna move over to the warriors, the armies, and let them take care of some stuff. Through. Just because he got a special attack, we're gonna hit them. And this should be nice and easy now. We go into auto mode. There we are. The cultists protected their caravan of valuable supplies to the death. The Crusaders prevailed. It seemed that the demon whispers plundered the treasures of nearby Sarkorian ruins. Right, we got some tired and some injured, so let's have a rest.
It's not that I miss the creatures from my old hunting grounds in the caves. But back there, if a beast didn't eat you for lunch, you could eat it instead. It doesn't work like that with demons.
Not if you want to stay healthy, no. Right, some enemies.
I am prepared.
Mount up.
We will win this war.
Probably don't need to do more than mount up, but let's mount up.
I will guide. While you capture us to brute force.
I've survived worse.
There we are.
Focus on the goal.
Almost down to 7,000. See about going to Heaven's Edge. Alright, let's get these moving. That's the problem. Oh, okay, that's not too much of a problem then. Nice. The Dretchers hits your overloaded cart had no chance of escaping, and the massive preferred death over giving up their cargo without fight. The wagons were full of treasures plundered from the chaos of battle near Canavres. Alright. Let's get these ones done. That hurt a little. Not too much, so. Come. The scary slaves fought fearlessly, and relentlessly, like insects swarming, well, some of them were insects, around a flame without any awareness of what they were doing. When the last of the demons had fallen in battle, the Crusaders could finally take in what they'd been fighting for. For many years, these old salt mines had provided the local alchemists with their most valuable ingredient. Now they would do so again. So more material points per day. Don't have any spellcasting units. Oh, I need to rename you, don't I? We'll have that. For Shy Guys. Right. And to take these down. Then taken down. And a quick fight and they'll be over. There we are. The enemy which threatened to strike the rear of the Crusader army was defeated. The Crusaders can approach Daeran with no need to watch for an attack from the rear. They're pretty fast, see? So they can go down first. You're getting hit. You're getting hit. And now I think we're okay to do this. There we are. The old Psychorian graveyard was ravaged by a group of flesh-eating ghouls. They mangled the corpses or turned them into walking dead, but the valuable items buried in the grave proved of no interest to them. Bonus on use magical device, skill checks, and increases DC of all spells of illusion. Alright, well, not really using spells of illusion, but you might as well have that. Have a sleep.
Steady on, Daeran. They are perfectly ordinary mosquitoes. They are not spreading disease.
It might be.
And they will not bite you on the face. They wouldn't dare.
Oh, I think they might. Heaven's Edge. Let's see what we find out about our boy's background, shall we?
My not so numerous, but nonetheless dearest guests. About a year ago at my last birthday party, I assured you all that I nurtured a deep-seated hatred for boring people who give protracted speeches in the misplaced belief that their inner thoughts are of any interest to anyone but themselves.
Get on with it!
Now I am a whole year older and also a full-fledged crusader. An honorable position that requires me to be as dull, pedantic, and vexing as I possibly can. Therefore, a speech it is.
Boo!
The revered cleric Nestrin, my guardian and tutor, often told me that those who live a sinful life may expect to join the abyssal hordes after they die. This is why their path is the most despicable of all. A part of their soul may return to Mendev in the abominable form of a demonic invader. Every time we see a demon, we might as well think about it. What if this wretched creature used to be your great-great-grandfather? What if certain parts of this pointy-tailed beauty used to belong to your pious cousin? They say that the demons represent the sins of the souls they are made of. Succubi emerge out of lustful souls. Vandals turn into Arakandilu. Gluttons become Nabasu. I, for one, am determined to commit as many different sins as possible, so that the distributive mechanism of the abyss breaks when it tries to decide
That's one
what to
approach,
do with my
Daeran.
soul. You, my dearest guests, will be my assistants in this complicated task. Eat, drink, and indulge yourselves in whatever vices you can. Let nobody leave this house as righteous as they entered it. Live every day like it's your last. After all, nobody knows when that day will arrive.
That's true.
Do they?
Daeran smirks, finishes his wine, and tosses a glass to the ground. How interesting. Inquisitor Leota whispers in your ear from behind. What do we need to do, Inquisitor? Now that's the hardest part. I need to deep dive into the past of this place, which requires casting several different spells over some time. It would be very convenient for me if nobody interrupted the process, especially the Count himself. I don't think he remembers my face, but a suspicious stranger casting unknown spells might attract his attention. All in all, what I want you to do is to distract the master of the house. Right now he's playing horse in the very place I wish to start with. Alright, well I'll do that then. Good luck. Come back to me when the Count leaves. Yep, no problem, Leota. Have a look at what we've got here. Decorative plants are in a miserable state. They've been neglected for many years. We could find to distract him, yeah. We can use that, no problem. Daeran, who has been watching the guests with an unreadable expression, turns his head to you and says in a casual tone, like he's continuing a conversation that was interrupted. I have always considered myself in this seat not a hero. When doomsday comes, I thought I'd pour myself a glass of 100-year-old wine, sit in the front row and just watch the world burn. Playing the violin was also an option. Now, I'll be damned if I know how I ended up in the Priest's Crusade, and why I became the companion of a hero chosen by Iomedae. It was our destiny to end up together, Daeran, you know that. Daeran snorts and averts his eyes from, oh, do go on. On Daeran, so, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. And did you also not mean to ruin a suit that costs more than a thoroughbred? Don't fret, I have a spare, just you wait. When I return, I shall look even more stunning. That's cleared everyone out. They all followed him. I see that you did your part, Commander. Thank you. Now get ready and watch and listen closely. I will unravel the past of this place and try to show you what I find. The hum of voices, laughter and music fills your mind. Then the visions come, fragmented and hazy at first, before eventually coalescing to reveal a single face. It is a woman of stunning heavenly beauty, and her delicate features instantly tell you who she is. The family resemblance of Daeran is obvious. My dear guests, the Lady of Heaven's Edge welcomes all of you today. I hope this day is as bright for you as it is for me, because on this day my only precious, sometimes arrogant but utterly beloved child was born. A child is usually a reflection of their parents and caretakers. Countess, will you allow the humble tutor of this young man to address the guests and the man of the hour as well? A new face appears. It is a handsome old man with a strong, dignified posture and a voice that emanates power. Can't we just have one day without your sermons? It is my birthday after all. 10 years ago, the young Daeran had an utterly angelic appearance. His table manners and expression lacked the dignity of a true angel, however. Hey, I'm sure the Reverend Nestrin only wanted to hug you and offer you the best wishes on your birthday. Wait, what's that noise? The shrill laughter sounds in your ears and reverberates in the base of your skull. In the vision, a Lilith appears before the guests of the estate and gives them an exaggerated, scornful bow. The sorceress of evil has come to your celebration, mortals. Did you prepare a treat for me too? What do you want, Spawn of the Abyss? I've already done everything I wanted to. Hey you, Doddering Cleric, look around. Don't you notice anything odd? The plague is in your wine, in your food, in the air around you, in your blood. Soon you will all die. Pray to your pathetic goddess and call upon your healing powers all you want. They're not going to help you. Nothing will help you. I will give you a chance to see it for yourselves. When I return, the grave realization will have already sunk its teeth into your throat. Oh, how I love watching mortals in their final desperate hours. The demon finishes her speech with an air kiss to Daeran, making him freeze in horror and disappears. Well, that's not nice. Leota shakes his head and slowly exhales, rubbing his temples. The first appearance of the disease and the Lilitu, one of the many sisters of the accursed Minago. So far, everything I've seen matches the official versions of events. Who are the people in the vision? Countess Helena Arendelle was Daeran's mother, and one of the most beautiful women in the history of Mendev. She was Nasimar just like her son. The old man is the esteemed cleric Nestrin, my Count's guardian and tutor. He was well known for his unfaltering face and iron will. I was only passing acquaintances with him, so I can't tell you anything more about that. More than that. Excuse me. I didn't recognise the others, but Daeran told me that the first victim of the disease was his second cousin and cousin's wife hailing from the eastern border. Surely the cleric could have done something. I can't say for certain, but I believe there was nothing he could have done. Magical diseases are already difficult enough to cure. This plague struck very fast indeed. I must find out what has happened. What now? I can sense the aftershocks of a very strong outburst of emotions and memories. Somewhere in the west wing of the house. Something must have happened in one of the rooms, so please check if anyone is there and distract them. Right. Right. Here we go. Oh, come on, get in there. Get the amphora of wine. Wine and stuff like that. I mean, Daeran's not going to need it, is he? He's not staying here.
Keep your calm.
This door is sealed and looks like it hasn't been opened in a very long time. Alright, so I can't do nothing with that. You go through here. Back down here. We've got stuff, nothing important, but stuff. Don't need wall, Jeff.
I will guide.
We've got stuff in here too. Well, that looks a bit better. Got books as well. Info. 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 Just in case we can gain anything from them. What's that? These braces allow their wearers to cast healing spells without provoking attacks of opportunity. Those grant... Okay, then that goes to... Daeran.
Not my line of fashion.
Oh. Why can't he wear them? Apparently he can. You can. Only might allow them then. Not gonna be doing much healing, but what the heck? Until we get it done, you can have them. He doesn't actually blow at you, but he doesn't seem to be disturbed in the slightest by your entrance. He's not trying to cover up or get dressed any faster. Commander, I assumed it of an urgent matter that requires my attention. What is this room? Dan casts a look around the room as if he'd never seen it before, then shrugs carelessly. Just a random room. I told my servant to make some rooms ready. It's one of the rooms they chose. Got the handsomeness about you, don't you, Daeran? I'm absolutely confident that you won't be able to persuade Camilla to dance. No, Sealer, no. I'm absolutely confident that you won't be able to persuade Soziel to draw a portrait of you. A nude portrait, that is. That sounds like a fine idea. Our cleric will surely turn down a direct request, but I tell him that we can sell the portrait at the charity auction. I've never thought of selling my nude portraits at charity auctions. It will cause a huge scandal, but it will also be for a good cause. This will give those god botherers something to complain about. Give me a brilliant idea. Well, why'd you get dressed if you weren't painting in the nude? Seemed like a waste to me. Here's Leota. I see that you were able to do what I asked. Prepare yourself, this vision may be rather difficult to watch. Young Daeran stands motionless by the Countess's bed. His face is pale with fear and for good reason. His mother's heavenly beauty is gone. A smile once beaming with vitality and happiness looks more like the grimace of a corpse. Only her golden hair still glows, a sad reminder of the healthy young woman she was just a few hours ago. Mother? Can you hear me, Mother? Day? my boy. How did you get here? The Countess's voice is fading. Don't come any closer, This disease. Mother, listen, the Reverend Nestrin has sealed the gates. He says that he won't let anyone leave the estate. If the plague reaches the larger settlements, nobody will be able to stop it. He claims this is why the demons attacked us in the first place. They knew we would call upon the strongest clerics to heal us, and those clerics would catch disease and die as well. The Fat Baron and his family tried to escape, but 3 armed paladins barred their way and said they would not let them go. Mother, we need help. Canabras is full of clerics, wizards, and demons knows who else. They might know how to stop it. We have to get there as soon as possible. Countess Ironday gasped. We must obey the Reverend Nestrin. There's a lot to mend, Evan. We must protect our people. If it reaches Canabres, thousands of innocents will die. I don't care about any innocents, Daeran's voice rises to a shout. You're ill, Mother. You're dying. You must tell them to open the gates and take you to Canabres. They won't listen to me, but you as a lady of this tent, they can't refuse you. I can't. I must. Please leave, my dearest. Don't lose hope. You can still... A convulsion overtakes the Countess's body. Her last words are swallowed by a long guttural groan. The author wearily rubs his temple, but his face is unreadable. Now I have an answer to one of my many questions. Nobody went to Canabras in search of help because the Reverend Nestrin didn't let them. He valued the safety of the city more than the lives of his flock at the estate. What a difficult choice it must have been to make. He made the right choice. There was no other There was no other way. Almost certain that Count Daeran has another opinion on the matter, a very, very strong one. The author rubs his chin thoughtfully. I've never been in the Reverend Nestrin's position. I know the price of difficult decisions, especially those that you have to make quickly. I have no right to judge him, but we must continue our investigation. The next site I'd like to examine is the Great Hall. That is where we found the remains of Nestrin and the demons. I assume that he killed them in a confrontation, but we must make sure of that. Please, help me clear the area so I can study it. Right, no problem. Go in here, where he is. Stop trying to talk me into this. You have neither heart nor conscience, Daeran. Even the noble idea of charity becomes a farce when you touch it. I don't think those so-called innocents will suffer from knowing that their money and medicine came from my sinful silhouette. Well, that didn't go well, did it, Daeran? There is a feverish gleam to Daeran's eyes, owing to either tipsiness or some overabundance of emotion. Oh, there, Yorkie. That rotter Soziel refused to sketch me in the nude for charity. It didn't upset me too much. The faces he made when I explained the idea to him were well worth it. He looked very much like a pious matron being confronted with a talking nail organ, one that was 2 foot long and being held aloft by a pair of angel wings. How are you enjoying the party? You're having a good time. How about you, Daeran? Are you having any fun? Of course I'm having fun, Daeran said defiantly. What's wrong? Do you want me to spend my whole life in fear and mourning, blaming myself for what happened? No. Fine, let's change the subject. I thought the unique ambience of Heaven's Edge and the fact that we're on the very border of the Whirlwind would make this celebration special. I thought the past would resurface and make itself known. Will you be surprised, Daeran? Daeran smirks bitterly. Well, it seems even ghosts don't wish to attend my parties anymore. What can we do to liven up the evening? You know what I think you can do, Daeran? How about a drinking contest? Ah, yes, a tried and trusted method of salvaging a dull party. For salvaging anything, really. I am ready, but who is my competition? Sealer, why don't you do it? The honour of all paladins. Yes, sir, Commander. Daeran, my boy, you've still got time to back out. You don't want Auntie Sealer to spank you in front of everyone now, do you? You might do. What will you do if I win? Are you going to cry and pay homage to Iomade for an alcohol resistance aura? Now that would be something worth seeing. Let's drink until one of us falls unconscious or begs for mercy. There they go. That was just a little warm-up, I say. Up for more. The fear of your inevitable defeat has already got the better of you, Daeran. I can see it in your eyes, boy. Come on, let's have another round. Will this be the one that knocks you flat? Falling in battle against such a worthy opponent won't even bruise my ego. Especially if you carry me upstairs to bed afterwards. I'm cheering for you, Daeran. Go on, Count. Show us what you got. That was unexpected. I thought everyone was against me. Well, are we done here, or are you ready for another round? To whom should I dedicate this glorious feat? Putting the haughty, self-absorbed prick of a Count in his place. To my dearest royal cousin. I am sure any failure of mine will bring her joy. Oh, my head feels funny. He's still drinking. My grandfather, or maybe my great-grandmother, put this bottle in the family cellar. So why did it fail the scion of the illustrious Daeran in his time of need? Daeran looks a bit unsteady on his feet. Oh, feel very well. Hey, everyone. Let's go back outside. I need to get some fresh air in my lungs. There you are, Loyalty. He's going. He'll take everyone with him. Here we are again, Commander. Leota looks grim but focused. So let us take another glimpse into the past. A ripple of laughter flows through the hall. It begins as a sweet, charming chuckle, but then turns into a rasping cackle that makes Daeran huddle even deeper in his corner. Why are you running from me, my sweet prince? Come on, let me touch you. I'll give you. The booming voice of an old man dressed in Iomadian robes shakes the walls of the hall. Get away from him, demon. Let the boy go. By the blade of the inheritor, you took joy only over my dead body. You are pathetic, old cleric. Are you the guardian of this charming little prince? You guarded him in vain. The disease is already circulating in his blood. And soon, he will rot before your very eyes. You won't be able to help him. And I can at least make sure his death is beautiful, clean, and sweet. The demoness turns the eyeless face towards Daeran and licks her lips. A coarse laugh escapes from the young man's throat. We'll see about that. Leota turns to you in astonishment. Droplets of sweat glisten on his temples. Something is wrong, Commander. My spells are not working as expected. Is this some kind of supernatural explosion occurred here 10 years ago? Blending everything together. The magical auras, the emotions, memories. I'll try again to read it. Continue. Give me a moment to focus. I'll try telling my visions and feelings to you as accurately as possible. Daeran, my boy, what is going on? Leota's muscular shoulders suddenly begin to shake. The vision he is channeling does not change, but you feel something enormous and chilling silently infiltrate the reality around you. The presence of this nameless being becomes almost palpable. Some alien entity is talking to him. Hurry, cleric, stop him right now. You really want to see what happens when... Save me? Can you save me? The presence sickens into something more tangible. The entity is silent, but you feel your blood pulsing in your temples. And each beat brings a new image, or rather, a new notion. Help brings a feeling of relief and safety. Exchange makes the pulse stronger, more demanding. Gate and secret come immediately after. The images become heavier, more visible. Secret, keep the secret, otherwise death, 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 death. The gruesome images whirl through your mind, filling it with pain and fear, and then it all starts again. Help, exchange, secret, death. Nestrin stretches out his hand. suddenly looking like a doddering old man instead of a mighty cleric imbued with holy power. Daeran, wait! The thing you're about to let loose is even worse than these demons. Daeran's body is quivering like a taut bowstring. His eyes dart from the cleric to the demoness, who is frantically casting a protecting spell. Demons, saints, so fed up with all of you, burn! Well. The Otter opens his eyes to the groan. Then he gets back on his feet. His legs are wobbly, his eyebrow is cut. But he seems not to notice. Sincere sorrow is written on his face, as well as a strong hint of horror. What a misfortune, no, what a disaster. Everything is far worse than I imagined. You understand now what happened here 10 years ago? The Inquisitor slowly exhales through his clenched teeth and says in a low voice, still massaging his temples, yes and no. Damn it, my thoughts are astray. I'll try to explain everything to you in full detail. Many living things are capable of performing the most extraordinary feats, good or bad, when a deadly threat looms over them. 10 years ago, the young Count found himself cornered in every sense of the word, and he allowed some alien entity to intercede for him. It frightens me that all my experience as an Inquisitor is completely useless in this case. It does not resemble anything I've ever heard or read about. This entity, I think I'll call it the Other, possesses uncanny power. It was capable of killing instantly 3 greater demons, a mighty cleric, and a host of other mortals. Do everything yourself. What's even worse is that this entity, the Other, is still here. The Otter takes a long pause, his gaze drawn to the chamber, where all the other guests are laughing and dancing. Daeran's eloquent voice rises above the music for a moment. He's asking someone to bring more wine and add more logs to the fire. I don't know what exactly this creature is, but I know what it did for the Count. It turned him into a living gateway. The Other is not inside the Count's body. He's not directly controlling his mind. That's why there are no obvious signs of possession. But it is looking through his eyes. It treats him like a window into our world, and it can instantly step through to wreak whatever havoc it desires. Does Daeran know anything about all this? Yes, of course he does. Did you hear what the Other tried to convey to us? Help in exchange for a secret. Death to those who know the truth. It wants to have an opportunity to use the Count as a gateway without anyone knowing. This is what made Daeran deny that he remembered anything about the conclusion of the event at Heaven's Edge. So what might the Other want? This is the strangest thing about it. It came to this world 10 years ago and it's still here, right? All this time it's been watching us through the eyes of the Count. Had it, for instance, wanted to kill Her Majesty the Queen, it would have had plenty of opportunity to do so. The Count get close to practically every influential figure in Mendel. But the Other refuses to act, or its interest lies in some other sphere. Did the Other kill everyone then? The disease was not to blame. Not everyone, just Nestor and his paladins and a few remaining guests. Damn it. I know that it was work of mysterious omnipotent entity, but it still stings. I was here 10 years ago and I didn't check everything personally. And those who did failed to sense that something was wrong. Could the Other be the reason why my companions keep finding severed heads among their belongings? Seems very likely. I'm almost certain you're right. People tend to lose their heads when they get too close to Count Day anyway. I do apologise, it was inappropriate. Perhaps your gruesome findings are the heads of some cultists who tried to kidnap the Count during the Canabri slaughter. Or perhaps it provoked the Other in some other way. But we have to do something. Yes, now I understand Father Nestlin perfectly. I must make a crucial decision despite a dearth of information. The Inquisitor falls silent for a moment, then he looks you right in the eye. Commander, first and foremost, I must apologise to you. Second, I must ask you to keep the secret. Why? As soon as the Count finds out that we know his secret, the Other will understand it as well. We do not know what it is, and what exactly is the scope of its powers. But we do know that it would dispose of anyone who might reveal its existence. I've made a decision, Leota says gravely. I will not tell anyone about the discovery we've made, not even the Queen or my superiors. Instead, I will immediately go to Nerosian and sift through all the archives of the Inquisition in order to find out exactly what we're dealing with and how it can possibly be defeated. I may also make some cautious inquiries in other places, including Absalom. Still, I will not reveal the truth until I have found at least some reliable information. I am asking you to do the same. Especially, do not say a single word about our investigation to the Count himself. Fine, I'll keep it a secret. Leo flicks out a sigh of relief. You've made the right decision. I recommend that you go back to your guests and spend the rest of the evening as you please. Anything else might raise suspicions. I must leave immediately in search for knowledge we all need so desperately. Farewell, Commander. May the light of Eamade guide your path. Leoto Hawkblade will try to keep your path to triumph, clear of any unwanted guests. Right. Just under 6,000 left. And we can leave here. And you've been great companions. Come back next time as we continue our journeys in Galarian. More Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. There's the underground hideout. That might be what we do. Go to the shallow grave. Then we've got stuff up here. Bye now.